Live to the world. It's starting the preview. I'm waiting. You might be on there. Preview. Starting live. Here it goes. And I guess we are live. I've been live for 13 seconds, 17 seconds. Hey there. So this is my first middle of the night live broadcast that is not totally a test. I know this stuff works, so it should be going out to the whole world, or like 2 people who might be viewing this right now. So excited. I can look right here on my own page if I refresh it, and we'll find out. I'm looking over here on my computer to see. Yep, there we go, live now. There it is. Okay, this is excellent. So I'm live now. That was the plan. Okay, I wonder if I can see, hold on, if anyone's watching. One person's watching. That's probably me, watching myself. Okay. Edit video, live chat. There's the live chat. Say something. Okay, so I've got the live chat open and I can see it. That's great. If you have a question, then you can ask a question for this live video. I wanted to talk about one thing in particular, which was on the TubeNet, which is the internet website for tuba talking people who like to talk on message boards on the internet. I can actually switch to that view here right now. Let's see if that works there. Okay, good. So there you are. So we wanted to talk about something here that was asked on TubeNet. Basically, someone said, bad habits we should all break to avoid instrument theft. I see it there, bad habits. It should be on your screen there. That's from TubeNet. Question is, how about brainstorming regarding alternate behaviors in which we should engage? Speaking of things like leaving your horn in your car or whatever. Hearing a weird echo. Wonder what that's from. It's probably this. Hold on. That's 1, 2, 3. Got rid of the echo. Okay, good. Let me switch over here to this camera again. Yeah, hey, okay. So I'm back over here on the close-up camera. We were talking, anyway, I wanted to talk about how to protect your instruments. Because people who carry around $10,000 tubas, $4,000 trumpets, $200 trumpets, whatever, your tool and your instrument is the most important thing to you, whether it's your livelihood or if it's your hobby. Obviously, if you're carrying an instrument around, it's something that you love to have with you, you know. If you're a tuba player, it's much more difficult to have something like a tuba with you and carry it around, but a lot of us do, right? So what do? Because I travel a lot and I throw instruments in my car because I have to bring them around to play, or I just want to have one with me. And it's a dangerous world out there. Super dangerous. It's like a terrible place out there. And you know that if someone has an opportunity to grab something that they think is valuable, they might very well go ahead and do that. So what do? Well, when I park at a restaurant or park at a hotel, I always try to make sure I'm in a very public area if I have to leave the horn in my car. So if I'm going to go to the grocery store and pick up some eggs on the way home with the tuba in my car, I want to do 2 things. One, I want to hide the tuba in my car and not have my car just sitting there with the windows open and a big sign on the back of the car that says there's a huge tuba in here, and if you're lucky you can take it and sell it at a pawn shop for $500 even though it's worth 3 times that. No, don't advertise what's in your car. So hide your instrument in your car if you have to leave it in your car. And if you're paranoid like me, if your instrument's small enough, just bring it with you. Carry it in to get your eggs if you have a trumpet. If you have a tuba and you don't want to carry it on your back, you just don't want to do it, but park closely. I haven't heard of too much theft for tubas, but smaller instruments are easier to steal, so I don't know. Just something to think about. When I was, oh man, let me think. There was a time that I was super paranoid about having my horn stolen. See, nowadays you can get insurance, which I have for all of my instruments. There's a company called Clarion Insurance that will insure your horns for a premium, but they'll insure them to their full value, whatever you determine the value is, and then they set a cost for that insurance. And I have that now, but when I was in high school and I had an instrument that was like my most valued possession, and I knew that because I barely worked, you know, when I was 13 years old, that if I damaged it or lost it, that would probably be it. Like my parents were not going to get me another instrument. So I carried my horn around in a sleeping bag, and I put it in the sleeping bag. Then I put it in a duffel bag that I got at the military store or whatever down the road. This big military green duffel bag. And on the side of the duffel bag, there was this big zipper. And I used to put bicycle locks in the zipper. And if I was ever anywhere at school or something where I couldn't have it completely secured in the band lockup or whatever, I would stick that horn next to a pole or something, and I would lock it like a bicycle through the tubing around some sort of pole. I think that was probably overboard, but then again, knowing the high school that I went to, remembering some of the things I saw and like some of the people that got their eyes torn out at lunch and stuff like that, something could have happened, you know. So once in a while I would do that. If I was in a desperate situation and I had to leave the horn, I always had a bicycle lock with me. So that could be another thing you could do. Anyway, I'm still kind of testing this stuff. I didn't want to talk too long. It is the middle of the night. Let's see. Nobody's really on here anyway. 2 people are watching. So that means that my feed is watching myself and there's one other person watching. So not really looking to get an audience in the middle of the night, but this was the time I finally set up my studio again. So that's all for now. It was just a chat. I'll see you later. Let's see how we can turn this off here. Commence. Turning it off. Stop and complete.